Alright, y'all, welcome back to another episode of Life with Fred. So today we are going to make our first loaf of sourdough bread. And it's a real simple recipe. If you watched the previous video, then you know I did my own sourdough starter. So let me adjust the camera here so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, so to our bowl here, we're going to start with our water. We need 250 grams of water. Nope, that's a little too much. All right, 250 grams of warm water, and then we need 25 grams of olive oil. Wait, let me make sure I'm doing this right. Yep, olive oil. All right. Got 25 grams of olive oil, and then we need 150 grams of our sourdough starter. So that's $4.25. All right, so then it's a mix to combine and then add the flour and the salt. Okay. And we need 500 grams of flour. And bread flour. You gotta use the bread flour, it's key. And then 10 grams of sea salt. Sea salt. Alright, I don't have sea salt, so we're going to use kosher salt. Alright, we're going to mix until it's squishy, like a dough. You can mix with a fork if you don't have this tool. This tool that I'm using came in my sourdough starter kit. Alright, so this is what the dough should look like, where it's kind of shaggy and dry. We're just gonna bring it all together into a ball and let it sit. We're gonna cover with with plastic wrap or a damp cloth for 30 minutes to an hour. This is the first rise. Alright, so do I own plastic wrap? I don't think I own plastic wrap. Alright, we're gonna let this sit for a half hour to an hour, and then we'll go to our next step. So it's been about 45 minutes. So now we have to after the dough has rested, return to the bowl and work the dough into a rough ball about 15 seconds. Just gonna put a little flour on the surface here. Got our bench scraper here. Gonna dump this out. Okay. So that's a good 15 seconds. Just trying to get it to come together a little bit more. All right. So now we gotta cover it. I don't have plastic wrap. No, I don't have plastic wrap. I swore I saw some plastic wrap somewhere. I do have plastic wrap. All right. So I do have plastic wrap. I'm just gonna spray this down with this canola spray. All right, and then we're just gonna leave it here. I'm gonna leave it here to rise for a minimum of 3 hours, maximum of 12 hours, what it say. So I'm about to go to bed, and we're gonna check on it in the morning and see what it looks like. All right, y'all, it's the next morning, so let's check on our sourdough. It's been at least 8 hours, so let's take a look. All right, it's about doubled in size, so we can go ahead and shape it. All right, to shape it, we're gonna put a little bit of flour on the surface. I'm just gonna dump it out. And then all we gotta do is just fold it in on itself, turn it, and do that until we can do a complete circle. And we'll flip it over. Just rotate it until it's in a ball that we like. And as sometimes you might have to use the bench scraper for this. All right, so I like that ball. So now we'll let it sit for another 30 minutes and then we bake. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the, you can do one or two things. Then let it rise in your bantu or in your Dutch oven. I'm gonna spray that down. I know it's silicone, but I'm gonna spray it down just so it releases better. All right, so we're gonna let that sit for about 30 minutes. Okay, so it's been 30 minutes. Don't look like it's done much, but I don't have a whole lot of time this morning. You guys can't see me. I hope that's better. I have a whole lot of time this morning. I got to bake for about an hour. So I do have my Dutch oven here. I'm going to go ahead and get some cornmeal. Just gonna dust the bottom of the Dutch oven, a little cornmeal. And we're gonna put our bread inside. I think I was supposed to do it the other way, but oh well. Alright, we're gonna take our little knife here and give it a score. Alright, we're gonna bake it for 20 minutes with the lid on, and then 40 minutes with the lid off. Alright, so it's been 40 minutes. The kitchen smells sour now. So now we're going to take the lid off and let it go for 40 minutes. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. Honestly, it looks like it haven't even baked. You can't even tell where I scored it at. Alright, so we'll see what it looks like in 40 minutes. Alright, so it's been 40 minutes since our last update. So just took the bread out the oven. It baked. It don't have the color that other people's bread has, so I'm gonna show it to you. Alright, so I just took it out the Dutch oven. It's hard on the outside. Gotta let it cool for a while before we can cut into it, so I'm just gonna let it cool off while I'm at work. Tonight when I get home, I'll cut into it. Alright y'all, so I am home and it's time to cut into the loaf. So I'm cutting straight down the middle here. So that's how it looks on the inside. It's very dense. There we go. So there's a piece. I was scared it wouldn't turn out to be actual bread or taste like anything. It tastes like bread. But it actually tastes pretty decent. Like I said, it's really dense. But it's not bad for my first loaf. Alright, we'll see how the next loaf turns out.